Check, check. Check 1, 2. Oh, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gettysburg College Bullets Poll for an edition of Facebook Live. We're glad you can join us this afternoon. My name is Braden Snyder, and we're here to kick off. We're joined by two members of the Gettysburg College women's swimming team who are preparing to kick off their season this Sunday with a Centennial Conference meet at Bryn Mawr College. Seated to my far left is Nicolette Gibbons, senior co-captain from Centerport, New York. She is one of the team's top distance freestylers. She has scored for the Bullets at the Centennial Conference Championships at each of the last two conference meets in the 500 and 1650 freestyle. Out of the pool, she majors in psychology and minors in religion and educational studies. Seated to my near left is Caroline Moyer, senior co-captain from Malvern, Pennsylvania. She has made her mark as a record-breaking swimmer for the Bullets. In the breaststroke, she holds school records in the 100 and 200 breaststroke, as well as the 200 and 400 medley relays. She also holds the Centennial Conference record in the 100 breaststroke, and in the classroom, she is a biology major and business minor. So welcome, Caroline and Nicolette. Thank you for taking some time out here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
First ever Facebook Live session in the Bullets Pool. So I guess I'll ask you, Caroline, if you can talk about just how the preseason has been going so far, maybe the kind of training you've been doing, or just in general, how things are going.
Yeah. So far this season, we've really been working hard in and out of the pool. We've really stepped up our training in the pool this season. By far of the 4 years, this is the hardest we've worked, I think, personally. And in addition, we're also ramping up our lifting program, which I think is really going to help us in the long run. So we're really excited to see how that turns out postseason.
I was going to say the same thing, but yeah, this year is definitely the year that we've gone after it the most from day one, so I think it's going to pay off in the long run.
You know, one thing about your sport that I just wanted to get your opinion on, swimming might be the sport at Gettysburg with the longest season. You know, you start practicing in early October. Of course, the season doesn't end until late February, even March, for swimmers that qualify for nationals. So I guess, can you just talk about that dynamic of your sport? Just how do you keep your focus during a season that extends that long? Either one of you.
I guess one way to keep our focus is that we always look towards like the long-term goal. Like our goal is always to try to score as high places conferences as possible. So we know that like each and every day, every practice that we do is helping us get to that end goal. And we do a lot of team activities that also like help us look forward to. We do a lot of pasta parties, like on the girls' team we have secret psych, things like that. So it helps us stay motivated and pumped for each meet that we have. And the meets go by, the season ends up going by so fast, it doesn't really even feel that long.
And going off of that, we just try to keep a positive outlook like every day at practice. We're given the opportunity to improve and work on different things in the pool. And just having a core group of girls that really builds off of each other. If one of us is having like a bad day in the pool, we're always picked up by the time we get to practice.
It's amazing that you're able to do that and stay in shape and keep your mental edge for a season that long. Now, before we delve into the upcoming season, I did want to talk to you, Caroline, about the connection that you and your family have with Gettysburg College. Your father, Randall, is a Gettysburg graduate. You have three siblings who either attended Gettysburg or are currently at Gettysburg. So it seems as if maybe there's been a lot of orange and blue in your household growing up. So can you just talk a little bit about what that's been like for you?
So growing up, I knew, like in the back of my head, that I always wanted to potentially go to Gettysburg College. It was when I first went to my brother's first swim meet ever, that I really saw the team dynamic. And just seeing that made me realize that that's what I wanted to out of my college experience. So in the back of my head, I put his experience, and I just compared his experience to what I wanted, and just ended up at Gettysburg. And having my siblings here has been great, and fabulous support system too. Always have one person in the stands.
And your brother Matt is still coaching at Bryn
Yes.
Mawr? So you'll see him in your first meet.
Yep,
right?
he's assistant coach at Bryn Mawr. Yes, that would be really exciting. Super pumped for that.
And Nicolette, I don't know if you can. Also, everybody has a story how they came here. I don't know if you could possibly share just a little on how you came to Gettysburg, what your story is. So, what made you come here to swim? Also.
Okay, so my story is pretty much surrounded by my family. So my family has always been really supportive of me swimming, and my brother's 4 years older than me. Shout out to Jason. And I was always intrigued by going to look at schools and everything like that. And I always thought that I wanted to go to the same school as him, but kind of just looking everywhere, when I came to Gettysburg, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the place for me. Like this is what college looks like. And my parents were really consistent on trying to find different schools and the best option for me. And we now have a lot of orange and blue in our household, because Gettysburg is so important to my parents and all of us as a whole. So, and when I met Coach Raleigh, I knew we were going to be best friends forever, as I remind him often now. And yeah, and I definitely made the right choice. So.
Sounds like you both have had wonderful experiences here, and we're so glad it's worked out for you here at Gettysburg. And so, as we take a look at the season, actually, we take a look back at last season. The team's coming off a very strong campaign last year. You went 8-1 in dual meets, finished as the runner-up at the Centennial Conference Championship, which is an outstanding performance as a team. The team did graduate 7 seniors, but you returned 20 this year from a pretty talented group. So can you talk a little bit about what you feel might be the team's strengths this season going in?
One thing that's always one of our strengths is our depth, and this year we're going to have tons of depth, I think. Our freshman class has already proven themselves in practice and out of the pool that they're hard workers. So I think while we lost 7 great seniors this year, we've got 6 very competent first years coming in that are going to fill those shoes. So we're really excited for the season and what it has in store.
Yeah, definitely our depth is something that we've always been, that's always been on our side. And the first years have definitely proven themselves already, that they've worked so hard in now the pool. And the people that we do have on campus, everyone has been training so hard, and it already seems people have improved from last year, just from our tough training. So it should be good.
Yeah, definitely should be exciting. I don't know if the team has discussed this yet or not, but what do you think are some of the team's biggest goals coming into the season?
We actually had a meeting about this yesterday with our team, so we went around and kind of talked about our goals as a women's team, and not to be too ambitious, but we're going for the championship this year. We think we have a really good shot, just coming off of everything that we talked about before, our depth and just how much talent we have. We really are going to try to be with the boys up on the podium this year, maybe for the first time in a while, so we're looking forward to things like that, amongst others.
Going off of that, one of our other goals is just to remain competitive in every competition we swim. The season's really long, like you said before, so just keeping a positive outlook as the season goes on and take every meet seriously will really help us in the long run too.
So yeah, besides what you just mentioned, remaining competitive, in every meet and every practice, what are some of the things that you feel like you'll need to be able to achieve on a steady basis throughout the season, kind of to aiming towards those goals that you're looking for on a kind of on a more of a day-to-day or week-to-week basis? What are things that you need to kind of be practicing?
One big thing is just swimming tired. As the season goes on, our bodies break down more and more, and being able to swim through that pain and just to the point where like your muscles are so deteriorated you feel like you can't swim any further or faster, just mentally getting over that is going to be a big thing for us this year, especially as we continue to work hard in the weight room.
Yeah, and I think also going off of that, setting day-to-day goals for yourself, trying to keep up with a pace that you want to keep in your races. It depends on what group you swim in, but just trying to keep pushing yourself to go faster and faster every day in practice throughout the season will really help in the long run, I think.
Now, as we've mentioned earlier, Caroline, you've excelled in the breaststroke here at Gettysburg. A couple of school records there, and I guess the question I would ask you is, what made you settle on that stroke? I'm assuming you've been doing that for a while, and also what are some of the keys to competing well in that event?
So I guess I used to be a butterflyer back when I was a wee tyke, but the main thing that really drove me to being a breaststroker, I think, was my running background. Through running, I really developed a lot of leg strength, and breaststroke is a predominantly leg stroke. So when I swim breaststroke, the main thing that I'm focusing on is my leg speed and how quick I'm finishing my kick and making sure that I'm finishing my kick regardless of how tired I am. So I would say the leg strength is the main thing. And it's just a very technical stroke. It requires a lot of detail. And so I like to pay attention to the details, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And we've also mentioned at the top of this broadcast, Nicolette, you've performed well as one of the team's top distance freestylers here at Gettysburg. So similarly, how long have you been doing your events, distance freestyle events, and what made you decide that was going to be your area of expertise?
Well, in high school, in the 7th grade, I was on the varsity swim team, and they needed someone to swim the 500, and I guess I was kind of the rookie, and no one else wanted to do it, so I got thrown into it, and it turned out that I was kind of good at it, and so it turned out I swam the 500 every single meet of my high school career, and now I've done it most meets in my college career. And then that's also developed into the longer events. And like Caroline, I used to be a butterflyer, but I had shoulder surgery, so I kind of had to wane off the butterfly. So that kind of opened the door for me to get into longer distance events. And they're fun. They just require a lot of energy and constant energy, but I have a lot of energy, so it works out.
Well, it's one of the great aspects of swimming, I think, is it requires swimmers of different talents and different abilities all coming together. It really is neat how it all comes together like that. So one last question I think I would have for either of you. As we've mentioned at the top of this broadcast, we're here in the team's home pool, the Bullets pool, it's called. It's very cavernous and one of the finest facilities, I think, in the Centennial Conference. The pool opened in 2010. It's already hosted 4 Centennial Conference championships. So either one of you, if you want to share kind of what you like about competing here in your home pool over these last 3 years.
Well, one thing that I've really noticed, because I got to see my brother swim in the old pool, and I also got to see him compete in this pool, is just the one thing is the stand facility seats a lot more spectators, and also having the warm down and cool down pool behind us really helps in competition. It helps keep the lactic acid levels down. That's like one thing that amazing, and it also gives us more space to practice. So we really are blessed to have such a great facility.
Yeah, that was another thing when I came to Gettysburg. Coach opened the door of the pool, and I was like, wow. I get to go in there every single day. It's so beautiful. It's so nice, and honestly so blessed to be able to train in a place like this every single day. It's absolutely stunning, and it's crazy for me. I actually swim. I practice in the warm down pool because for me to swim in the big pool, it's like it's too much. It's too much to take in every day. So it's really fun, and yeah, Coach takes really good care of it. He's very good about keeping it clean and everything. So we appreciate him.
Certainly must be quite a luxury to be able to call this your home pool and compete and practice every day. So, well, once again, thank you, Caroline and Nicolette, for joining us here on Facebook Live. Yeah, as senior captains of the Gettysburg College women's swimming team, Caroline Moyer, Nicolette Gibbons. Again, they will be opening their season this Sunday with a Centennial Conference dual meet at Bryn Mawr College starting at 1 p.m. Both the women's and men's teams will travel to Washington College for another conference meet Saturday, November 5th. And then both teams compete in their first home meet of the season on the following Saturday, November 12th, with a non-conference meet versus Messiah College and Susquehanna University. So we thank you once again for following along here on Facebook Live this afternoon. You can watch a archive of this event on the Gettysburg College Facebook page at a later time. So once again, thanks for following, and go Bullets.